I welcome you all for this seminar, which is actually organized by the Tirthangal Nadar College, by the Department of Computer Science and Applications. I would like to thank the organizers, of course, the former syndicate member, University of Madras, Dr. S. Murugesan, for giving me the opportunity in order to deliver something about in order to share my knowledge in front of you. Now, I will call the head of the department, Dr. Somasundaram, Mr. Somasundaram, to deliver about the information. Somasundaram, we can talk now.
Sir, very good morning, sir.
Yes.
It is the time to introduce our resource person, Dr. T. Velmurugan. Is working as an associate professor in the BG and Research Department of Computer Science and Applications, DG Vaishnava College, University of Madras. Also, he has head of the Department of Computer Application. He holds a PhD degree in Computer Science from the University of Madras. He elected and served as a Senate member from Academic Council, University of Madras. He has published more than 100 articles indexed as Scopus and SCI such as Applied Soft Computing, Journal of Computer Science and etc. Software Engineering CISE 2018 held from January 5 to 7, 2018 in Bangkok, Thailand. Also, he is more than 300 MPhil research scholars in the field of computer science. He guided 9 PhD scholars and currently guiding 8 PhD scholars in the same field. He served as a nominated Senate member in the Middle East University, Dubai, UAE for a period of 3 years. He is a member in Board of Studies for many autonomous institutions and universities like Periyar University, Salem, and SCS VMV University, India. He hosted a lot of programs in Doordarshan television about recent topics in information technology. He was an organizing secretary of International Conference on Computing and Intelligent Systems and an international workshop on application of IoT. In addition, he was a resource person for various international workshops and national workshops entitled Scientific Research Article Writing and Journal Publication. He is an editorial board member of 5 international journals. He is also a reviewer in many peer-reviewed journals like Elsewhere, Springer, iOS Press, journals, etc. Further, he is visiting a faculty for MPhil courses for various universities throughout India. His H index is 16 and I-10 index is 20. His area of specialization includes data mining, artificial intelligence, machine learning, network security, big data analytics, data science, and etc.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for all the participants. Please listen the webinar. Thank you, sir. Proceed, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much for his introduction about myself. You can unmute Somasundaram. Now, I start the usual sessions. What is the network security? I already informed to you all. Most of the peoples nowadays uses, that is 98% of peoples uses the network security in the world now, because without the network security it's not possible to carry out anything else in the field of the computers, mobiles, and any other kind of information security. Also, the network security is called as cryptographic concepts. Cryptography is also called as information security, computer security, network security, internet security, and web security, mobile security. Everything is included. So, what is the need for network security nowadays? Without this network security, we can't able to do anything in the system, anything in the mobile, anything in the any kind of communication media. We require the security system in any kind of communication media, whether it is a laptop, desktop, or mainframe, or PC, or any kind of information security. We require the network security. Okay, so the network security plays a vital role in our daily day-to-day life for all humans nowadays, those who are living in the world now. Okay, now with this small introduction, we can have some discussion about the basic things of network security. What is called as network security or computer security? The collection of tools designed to protect data and prevent hackers is computer security. So the set of tools which are used to prevent, protect our data from the various kinds of hackers in a computer is called as security. That is computer security or network security. Okay, so for what purpose we use the network security and the computer security? In order to protect, in order to prevent our informations from the hackers in our system. So we prevent our system from attacks. We also not only from the hackers, also from various kinds of attacks. We can prevent our system. We can prevent our data. So what are the main architecture actually available in the place of network security? If we talk about the computer security, the OSI security architecture focuses on security attack, security mechanism, and security services. These things are discussed in the OSI security architecture, which mainly focuses three areas, three aspects. One is security attack, and another one is security mechanism, and security services. What is security attack? In security attack, what are the different kinds of attacks are available in the happen in your system, happen in the communication media? This different kinds of attacks are discussed. And what is the security mechanism? How we can handle the what mechanism, what softwares, what kind of information extraction is carried out based on the attacks. We can prevent the attacks. And what are the security services? What kind of services we can be able to provide by means of securing our information from the hackers and from the attacks? This is another kind of information that is OSI architecture actually produced. Okay, now what is a network security? It is the process of taking preventive measures. It is a process of taking preventive measures to protect the underlying network infrastructure, to protect the underlying network infrastructure from unauthorized access, misuse, malfunctions, modifications, destructions, and improper disclosures. From all these, we can protect our informations. Preventive measures. What are the preventive measures we can carry out based on this unauthorized access and misusing the informations, malfunctions, and modifications done in our data from this? So this is a process. The process must have some algorithmic oriented approach, also some special kind of applications we will utilize in the network security. So network security is the process of preventing network attacks across a given network infrastructure. So we require the process must require a network infrastructure. Whatever the network infrastructure, we must require a network infrastructure. That means what kind of network is actually carried out, what kind of topology we can adopt in the process of network attacks, that is preventing the network attacks. What topology, what kind of network, what mechanism is actually, what services are provided. These things are discussed in the place of the network security. Okay, what are the different types of network security devices and tools? There are many kind of devices and tools are available. Access control, antivirus and anti-malware softwares, application security, behavioral analytics, data loss prevention, distributed denial of service prevention, email security, firewalls, mobile device security, network segmentation. These are some various kinds of network that is, and then security information and event management. All these are all available as a security devices and tools. Some in which some of our security tools and some of things are devices we will utilize. Okay. Now, what are the aspects of the security? There are three aspects of information security. One is security attack, second mechanism, third one is service. I already informed. What is attack? Any action that compromises the security of information. Any action which is carried out by means of our information is security attack. Based on the security attack, our information should be altered. Our informations are identified by the others. Our informations are modified or deleted or cannot send to other receivers. Everything may happen by means of this security attack. Then security mechanism, a process that is designed to detect, prevent, recover from a security attack. How we can able to recover our information from the security attack? So there are some, this is a process in which we can design a algorithmic oriented approach in order to detect and prevent, recover the security attack. In order to detect and prevent the informations, we can have some security mechanisms. For that, nowadays we have many kind of algorithmic oriented approaches. Okay, then what is security services? All this, what service, what kind of information security services we can able to produce by means of the security attack, by preventing the informations, by means of security mechanism, by writing the programs, by using specialized kind of softwares. Okay, what are the terms mostly used in the security? Terms, there are two kinds of terms, threat and attack. Two kinds of threats, terms are used. What is a threat? A potential for violation of security. A threat may violate your information. A potential for violation of security. Then what is attack? An assault on system security. A deliberate attempt to evade security services. So security services are affected by means of this attack. Okay, this is the two words, two terms usually used in the security aspects. Now, what are the different types of security? There are two kinds of security are available. One is passive attacks and another one is active attacks. So passive attacks and active attacks are available. What is passive attack and what is active attack? Passive attacks do not affect the system resources, which do not modify, which do not change, which do not delete, which never delete your information. So like a spy, but they may know what is your information. They may know the spy, that is act as a spy. They monitor your information. So this is called as what? Passive attack. There are two kinds of most of the frequent passive attacks are available. One is release of message contents. Some third peoples are may read out your information and as usual release the contents. The another one is traffic analysis. In the traffic analysis, why these informations are produced, what is the method available, what methods are used, for what purpose these things are transferred, these things are analyzed by means of traffic analysis. So these two types are passive attacks. The another one is passive attacks are very difficult to detect because we don't know whether our informations are shown by others, whether our informations are viewed by others, observed by others or not. This is the specialty of this passive attacks. Okay, so message transformation apparently normal. No alteration of the data means we can assume our data is actually safely reached from the source. Our data is not known by others. Our data is secure. Like we can understand, like we can identify, because there is no alteration of the data. But something may happen. Some people may identify our data, what is available, our data, observe our data. This is the very difficult task. Okay, so emphasis on prevention rather than detection. Emphasis on prevention rather than detection. What is the prevention rather than detection? By means of encryption, we can easily download our information. So by means of setting some other passwords and other information encryption technique, we can utilize, we can easily browse our information. This is another kind of information. Then what is called as passive attack? The passive attack, there are three kinds of passive attacks are available: wiretapping, port scanner, ideal scan, encryption, traffic analysis. These are some kind of passive attacks are available. So what is wiretapping? These are all recent informations. So it's not possible to given me what you can easily identify what is this telephone tapping, wiretapping. That is wiretapping and telephone tapping are everything is available. Somebody, your telephone messages are gathered, your messages should be identified by others. So your conversations are actually monitored by the third party. This is called as what? The wiretapping or telephone tapping. So everything is happened. Your messages are stored in other places. This is called as wiretapping. Then what is called as port scanner? So by means of this port scanner, it is one of the application designed to prove a server or host. Your informations are stored in the port. The port informations are read by other people. So this is the port scanner information. So another kind of network administration. Such an application may be used by administrators to verify whether the security policies are exactly carried out or not, based on the network services by attacks. Whether the information is actually carried out perfectly, transferred from source to destination without knowing the attackers and other people's. This is called as the administrator can watch your information. Only the administrators can watch your information which is stored in the port scanner. Okay, this is another one kind. Then next one is ideal. What is between the source and destination? So time between the source. The ideal scan is a TCP port scan method that consists of sending spoofed packets to computers. Your information should not transport immediately to the receiver. They will deny some information. Ideally, your information is available in some other places. This is called as ideal scanner method. So what is encryption? You know that very well. In order to transfer your messages from source to destination, there must be encoding technique. The encoding and the decoding techniques are utilized. This encoding technique is actually called as done by means of the cryptographic algorithms. In order to send a message from source to destination, after sending the message from source, the computer algorithm encode your informations by using some special kind of techniques, and then your informations actually sent by source are decoded by the another one technique or by the same technique by the receivers end. Okay, this is another concepts which is available. So traffic analysis I am already explained. Then what are called as active attacks? Some modification may be done based on the availability of your information is active attacks. Viruses are changing your information. So eavesdropping and data modification, denial of service attack, DNS spoofing, and man in the middle attack, ARP poisoning, VLAN, virtual LAN hopping, and Smurf attack. These are some kind of active attacks available. Viruses, you know very well what is the use of the viruses. Eavesdropping means, what is the meaning of this eavesdropping? So based on this eavesdropping, you can this is one kind of act of security which is secretly and carried out, listening to the private conversation or communication of others without their consent. That is sender and receivers authorization, without the authorization of the sender and the receivers. This eavesdropping peoples are identify the information exactly. Sometimes it should be denied, sometimes it should be modified. So the third party must know exactly this kind of information. Then what is called as a data modification? Some modification may be done based on the information available in the source and destination, between the source and destination. Then what is denial of service attack? Denial of service attack means which holds your information for some periods, for some times. So in computing, a denial of service attack, DOS attack, is a cyber attack in which the preventer seeks to make a machine or network resource unavailable to its needed users. What is some temporarily disappear your information, some denial of service, your information should not reach to the other people's, is the concept of the denial of service attack. Then what is called as DNS spoofing? So the DNS spoofing is a form of computer security in which some hacking is carried out based on the, in which the hacking is mostly based on the domain name specification, domain name systems. Domain name systems, DNS systems only, your informations are actually hacked. So this is actually introduced into the DNS receivers cache. Based on the cache, your informations are received, that is modified or corrupted. Your entire information should be corrupted, hacked by means of this spoofing, DNS spoofing. Okay. The another one is man in the middle attack. The third party actually modify or change or hijack your information is the middle man in the middle attack. The third party must hijack or re-alter or deny. Anything may happen in the man in the middle attack. Then what is called as ARP poisoning? This is ARP poisoning, spoofing, or ARP catch poisoning. ARP poison routing is a technique by which an attacker sends artificial resolution protocol messages onto a local area network. Your information should be modified by means of changing your IP address. If your informations are changed, your informations are spoofed by means of the other people's. This is called as ARP poisoning. Then VLAN hoping. What is called as VLAN hoping? So VLAN is hoping in a computer security exploit, a method of attacking network resources on a virtual LAN in a place of virtual LAN methods. Virtual LAN network is available, local area network is available. Your informations are actually attacked by means of this VLAN hoping. This is another one kind of information security. Then what is called as a SWRB attack? This SWRB attack actually happened in your system by means of this distributed denial of services. Your information should be reached to many people, the controlled by many people. Your message contents are actually based on the protocol based information extraction is actually identified by many peoples by means of this distributed network concepts. This is the active attacks, the several kinds of active attacks. There are many active attacks are available: buffer overflow, heap overflow. Take a snapshot of this screen. If I explain all these things, it will take more time, so it's not possible to explain all these things. Heap overflow, format string attack, SQL injection, phishing, cross-site scripting, CSRF, cyber attack. These are some other kind of active attacks. But these attacks are recently invented by many people. In network security books which are available written before 1 year are not having this kind of attacks. So in the recent information, recent papers, recent research articles contains this kind of active attacks. Okay, so you can read out all these things by entering. I am given some the internet oriented informations. Okay, then what is two kinds of passive attacks? Release of a message content from source to destination through an internet or other common facility, using some other common facility. The third party must read the contents of message from the source to destination. So third party must read the content. This is the release of message content. Then what is traffic analysis? From the source to destination. Okay, some informations are observed by means of using special by some special kind of patterns. Observe pattern of messages. What pattern the informations are stored, for what purpose they are transferred from source to destination, what is the message content, how the message content are organized, how much quantity of data or quality of data are available. These things are analyzed by means of this traffic analysis. Then we discuss about the active attacks. What are the active attacks actually carried out? So active attacks try to alter system resources and affect their operations. So this is the definition for active attacks. The active attacks try to alter your system resources, your hardware system resources itself modified by means of these active attacks. Your system operations are changed, modified by means of this active attacks. So modification of data or creation of false data is actually happen during this kind of attack happen in your system. So there are four major categories of active attacks: masquerade, replay, modification of messages, denial of services. I am already explained what is called as modification of messages and denial of services. Okay, now what it is difficult to prevent. The goal is to detect and recover. How we can able to prevent this kind of attacks? Only by means of detecting and recovering the information. Only the possibility is by writing some recovery mechanisms and by writing some detection mechanisms, we can prevent our informations. Okay. Now, what is active attack? Masquerade. Masquerade means the source is not send any message to receiver. Some third people send in the name of this source. Some third people send messages in the name of the source. Then there must be a message received by the name of the source, but the third party actually sent the messages from the third party that appears to be from the source to destination. The third party sending the message is masquerade. This is what another one kind of active attacks. Then what is the replay? So from source to destination, some messages are actually captured by the third party and capture the message from part, that is source to destination, then later replay message to alias. So whatever the contents after identifying or some changes may happen in the replay itself, so it should be replaced, changed or altered and sent to the receivers. Okay, then modification of messages. Definitely this kind of attack have some modification. So directly the source information is not transferred to the destination. Okay, this is the kind of the third part modifies the message from source to destination is the concept of this modification of message. Then what is denial of service? That the source is not send any information to the server or to the any kind of information, any kind of destination, but in the by the name of the source, some third party send some information. Don't send, don't receive, don't accept any information from the source, unquote, like that. This is the third party disturbs services provided by the server. Whatever the service provided for the source for one person, these informations are disturbed by means of this third party is called as a denial of services. Okay. Hence, a computer security is the protection meet the expense to an automated information system. In order to, it is an automated information system. in which, in order to achieve the applicable objectives of preserving the integrity, availability, and confidentiality of the information systems. Okay, now the integrity and availability of the system resources and the confidentiality of the information are carried out by means of this computer security. Also, the computer security involves which affect hardwares, softwares, firmwares, information, data, and telecommunication media itself. So this is the essential part of this computer security. Therefore, we need the essential part. What are the key security concepts? What is called as a key security? Okay, now what is the key security? The data and the services are the center point of the information security. Data and services. How your data is to be stored and how your data is organized, and what are the services and the mechanisms carried out in order to store and organize the data. All this, the data based on the services, some integrity should be carried out, and the confidentiality and availability of data are ensured by the internet providers and the security providers and the software providers, and everything is carried out. Okay, then what is the three key objectives? Confidentiality, integrity, availability. So without these three key aspects, fourth one is available, that is additional concepts. What is confidentiality? So your data should be confidential. Your data should be known by only the source and the destination. It should be called as a privacy of your data. So without knowing the third party, without viewing the third party, without identifying and capturing the third party, your informations are exactly transferred from source to destination, means your data is to be confidential. Otherwise, your data is not confidential. Then integrity. So multiple sources of information are integrated. So there are many sources we can capture the information. So all this informations are actually integrated by means of some special kind of data integrity and the system integrity mechanisms. This is called as integrity. So when data are transferred from source to destination, the available informations are integrated, transferred by means of a secure aspects. Then what is the availability of the data? Availability of the data shows about the data should be easily accessible, easily retrieved, easily sent by the source, easily retrieved by the destination. This is the concept of the availability. So additional concepts are authenticity and accountability. Whether your information is authorized person are received or unauthorized persons are received, there must be require an authenticity and accountability. Who receives our information? Who having the rights to receive our information? When it should be delivered to the resource, or when it should be sent by the source. These things are accountability and authenticity. So the examples of security requirements are confidentiality, availability, and integrity. So easygoing information is the integrity. Authentication services, availability. Student grades are actually examples of the confidentiality. Okay. Now what is the model for a network? Initially, a sender message is sent to this channel, information channel. A sender message is sent to this information channel. Initially, the message is actually sent to through internet to the recipient. Now, this message is actually transferred by and trusted by the third party. So the third parties are arbiter, distributor of secret information. So this third party is a server oriented in a human. This is a server oriented human. Okay, now the message is transferred by using a secret information. By using a secret related transformation is actually carried out from the source. By using some secret key, the message is transferred to the transmission media. So an opponent and party may appear in this transmission media. So from this place to transmission media, some encoding techniques are applied, and from this transmission media to the receiver, we receive some decoding informations. This is actually happened during this transmission of this network security. What exactly carried out by means of this network security model? The source and the recipient, the sender and the recipient must capture exactly, without altering, without denying, without using any kind of active attacks, by means of this information. Okay, security. Okay, what is model for network security? What we require in order to design a network security? First, we require an algorithm, and then a secret information, a key, a password, OTP or CAPTCHA are required for sending the information. Okay, then we must require a method to write all these things. We must have a method to distribute and share the information, share the secret key, everything. Then we must have a protocol enabling, that is specifically a protocol enabling the principals to use the transformation and secret information for a security service. Okay, so the secret informations are actually carried out, handled by means of these four aspects, four models. First, we require algorithm. We design by using an algorithm, suitable algorithm for the security transformation, by using them some secret keys. In the secret keys adapted within the algorithm itself. Then we have to develop the method, the architecture, in order to distribute your informations and sharing your secret information, secret key to the destination. And we can have a protocol for enabling all these principles above. Above three principles are adapted by means of a protocol in order to transfer your messages, and by using the secret key is a security service, by means of a security service. This is the general model of a network security. Okay, then what is the model for network access security? So opponent, the human access security, the humans are hackers. Hackers are humans. Software hackers are viruses and worms and malwares and some other kind of information, that is threads. Everything is called as auspicious malwares, malsop function softwares. These are all called as softwares. Hackers are humans. So this access channel must require a gatekeeper. If the gatekeeper allows to modify your content only, then only it is possible to change your information by means of opponents. If not possible, then the information is actually processed. So computing resources are required for keeping all these things: processor, memory, IO, data, processes, softwares, internal security controls, everything is available in the information system. So there must be a gatekeeper function which is secured your entire information, is the main point of this network access security. Okay, what is the model for network access? What is the model for network access? Using this model, it is the model requires to select the appropriate gatekeeper functions. We have to select a gatekeeper function to identify the users, whether the user is authorized user or unauthorized user. Some unauthorized persons are entered into the site, then gatekeeper function identifies and informed it is not your way to enter into this, and go like that. This is another one kind of information models, gatekeeper functions. Then the second one is implement security protocols to ensure only authorized users access designed information. the resources. So implement security protocols to ensure only authorized users access designated information or resources. So security controls, we have some information. So we have to implement by means of some security controls in order to ensure only the authorized users are allowed to receive or send your information. For all this purpose, what technique actually nowadays used? The methods used for encryption are called as cryptographic techniques. So encryption for messages using secret keys is termed as cryptography. Encrypting your information by means of secret key is called as cryptography. So methods used for the encryption as well as decryption of messages using secret keys termed as cryptography. Okay, also called as cryptographic system or a cyber. This is the another name of the cryptography. What are the basic terminology used in the encoding by means of the cryptographic information? A plain text, original text, a cyber text, coded message, encrypted information. A cyber, which have algorithm for transforming plain text to cyber text. A cyber is the algorithm which is transferred from plain text to cyber text. And a key, a key is the information used to cyber known only to sender and receiver. The key must be known by only sender and receiver it is necessary. Then NCyber or encrypt, converting plain text to cyber text. NCyber or encoding method is encrypt. Encrypting is called as encrypt. Decrypting is called as decrypt. Recovering cyber text from plain text. So first plain text is converted by means of the encrypt cyber text, and then converting to cyber text, then cyber text is converted into the plain text. Then this entire concepts are actually study of encryption principles and methods. This is the main topic, the cryptography. So cryptanalysis and or code breaking is actually happen during this process. Study of principles, methods of deciphering or cyber text without knowing the key is called as a cryptanalysis. Without knowing the key, we can study everything. If it is possible, we can code break. We can break the codes. That means we can observe the code. We can easily hack the code. This is another one concept. But cryptography is entirely different from cryptology. Cryptology is a field of both cryptography and cryptanalysis. Cryptanalysis is the study of principles and methods used for encrypting or decrypting the information is called as cryptanalysis. But the cryptography, which is used to convert the actual message into a source, that is encrypted message, and then encrypted messages are decrypted, is the concept of cryptography. So the field of both cryptography and cryptanalysis is called as cryptology. Okay. Now what is model of a conventional encryption? The model of a conventional encryption is actually shown here. This in which we can, the plain text is given as input. Then by means of the encryption algorithm, using a secret key shared by sender and recipient, there is a secret key actually carried out by means of this encryption algorithm. Very famous encryption algorithm is DES, data encryption standard, is nowadays used. The advanced AES is called as advanced encryption standard. Another one algorithm is also used nowadays. So using this encryption algorithm, mostly DES, data encryption standard, and by using a secret key, the plain text is transferred into cyber text. Once the cyber text is accepted by the server, then using the same secret key by means of a decryption algorithm, this is the reverse of the encryption algorithm, DES algorithm. The plain text is converted from the cyber text. This is the concept of the conventional encryption actually carried out by means of this encryption and decryption. What are the types of encryptions are available? There are two kinds of encryptions are available. One is symmetric encryption and another one is asymmetric encryption. Symmetric encryption is a form of the crypto system in which encryption and decryption are performed using the same key. Only the single key, the secret key, the private key, the candidate key, private key, secret key, little difference between all these things. Private key and secret key are mostly same. So secret key and private key are known by only the receiver and the sender, is done by means of this encryption algorithm. This kind of encryption is called as symmetric encryption. Then what is another kind of encryption? Asymmetric encryption, which uses two keys, one for encoding and another one for decoding. So one by using public key and another one using secret key. Your emails are private key, your OTP are secret key, your CAPTCHA and passwords are secret key. Then what is called as public key? Anyone can place orders by using your own login in order to purchase something, some items in the Amazon website or Flipkart by using public key. By using a public key, you can place orders. Each and every person must have a separate keys, public key. Then one private key only, that's who receives your orders, your placed orders by means of Amazon or Flipkart, only that people, by using their secret key, they receive your information. So the asymmetric encryption method uses two keys. One is public key and another one is private key. What is the requirements for symmetric encryption? There are two requirements for secure use of the symmetric encryption. One is a strong encryption algorithm and the other one is a strong secret key. The strong secret key must be known only by the sender and the receiver. Okay, so we must require a strong encryption algorithm. Without the strong encryption algorithm, it is not possible to secure efficiently writing your that is cryptanalysis method, cryptographic methods. That is the information transferring algorithm. Encryption and decryption is not carried out by means of a specific oriented algorithm. Mathematically we have what? Mathematically we have now y send a message x by means of k and by means of k is the key, e is the encryption algorithm. The message x is sent by y, that is sent to for 2x from y. So using this key k and encryption algorithm e, information are encrypted. Then the information sent by the person y using the same key, by using the decryption algorithm, the information is received by x. This is the actual mathematical formulation. Assume encryption algorithm is known. If you know very well the encryption algorithm, then only it is possible to write a code, so which implies a secure channel to distribute. But your information is actually available, transferred through which medium, through which channel. The channel is the important point. So if your channel is not a trusted channel, then your information is not safely reached to destination. This is if you use even a perfect algorithm, if you use even by using a 100% perfect key, if the channel is not a trusted channel, then your information is not reached without modification. Okay, now what is cryptography? The characterize a cryptographic system by type of encryption operations. There are three kinds of encryption operations are available: substitution techniques, transposition technique, product technique. There are three kinds of information. But for the type of encryption is carried out by means of this cryptography. The number of keys used, single key or private key, two key or public key. Then in which way the plain text is processed? Blocks method and stream method. Stream method and block method. A bulk of informations are transferred that is block cyber. Stream cyber is only a single information is transferred. That is called as block cyber and stream cyber. Okay, so the way in which the plain text is processed as a block or as a stream, a single stream. This is the concept of these three are the most essential part of a cryptographic system. One is encryption operation, another one is keys, third one is the way of processing your information. Then classical substitution techniques are available, where letters of plain text are replaced by other letters or by numbers or symbols. How we can replace the substitute your informations by means of this substitution, that is cryptographic systems. Or if plain text is viewed as a sequence of bits, then substitution involves replacing plain text bit patterns with ciphertext bit patterns. This is another one kind of substitution techniques. Substitute some plain text by means of this based on the available plain text by means of some other ciphertext is the substitution technique. Okay, so what are the very famous substitution techniques are available? Caesar cyber, which is initially find out earlier known as substitution cyber or Caesar cyber. Then this is invented by Julius Caesar. Then first attested use in military affairs. In the military affairs, this Caesar cyber is actually attested. Then which replaces each letter by third letter on each. Then you go to, for example, how the Caesar cyber is carried out. Meet me after the toga party. Then what is M after M N O P? After the word M, the third letter is P. M N O P. The P is substituted in the place of M. After the letter E, A B C D E F G H. After E, third letter is H. E F G H. H is substituted, and inside in the place of T, T U V W. T U V W is substituted. So this is one kind of cyber, that is substitution techniques, which is carried out by means of this Caesar cyber. Now we can can define transformation. So in the place of A, we can substitute D. In the place of B, we can substitute E, and in the place of C, we can substitute F, and go like that. So mathematically give each letter a number. Mathematically give each letter a number. So in the place of A, B, C, D, we can substitute the same number in which. Then what actually happened? How the information are processed by means of this substitution technique by using this formula, mathematical formula. So encryption of P plus K mod 26 letters are available. So decryption of the C by means of this P is obtained C minus K mod 26. This formula is exactly carried out and used. Okay. Then actually one of my research scholar done research work using the Caesar cyber, and so one kind of modified version of Caesar cyber he published recently one paper. If you want to explain all these things, I can explain more and more, but time not permits. Then what is called as mono-alphabetic cyber? So rather than just shifting the alphabet, but shuffle the letters arbitrarily, shuffling the letters arbitrarily, this also happened. So for example, if this is the plain text, we can shuffle the plain text like, suppose in this plain text, what is available? Plain text is I, then we can substitute in the place of I, W is substituted. In the place of F, what I is substituted. 5 6th letter I. 5 6th letter I. So this is I is substituted in the place of F. Shuffling these letters, shuffling this information is mono-alphabetic cyber. So very simple. So each plain text letter maps to a different random cyber text letter. Hence key is 26 letters. Easily we can identify this kind of substitution. Okay. Monoalphabetic cyber security is not suitable nowadays because we can find out the secret key by using 26 factorial. 4 into 1026 keys are available. We can easily retrieve other information. But therefore, it should be a not wrong technique. It is not a feasible technique. Problem is language characteristics. If the language characteristics are very high, then it is possible this monoalphabetic cyber. So language redundancy and cryptanalysis are mostly carried out. So human languages are redundant. Most of the letters are redundant. What are the letters usually redundant? Letters are not equally commonly used. All the letters which are available in any kind of language are not perfectly utilized. In English language, the letter E is mostly used. The letter E is exactly the English letter E is for most common letters. Any if E is available, T or R or N, these things, these letters are mostly available. Other than other letters, Z, J, K, Q, these letters are fairly rarely used. So based on the number of letters, characteristics of letters, this monoalphabetic and language redundancy is carried out by means of this cryptanalysis. Now you can know very well which letters are mostly utilized, frequently relative frequency of each and every letter. So the relative frequency in any kind. So lowest frequency is what X 0.150, 0. Q is 0.095. This is the lowest letter frequency, rarely used letter. Highly used letter is E in the text. Okay, this so using this technique only the encryption and decryption and cryptanalysis are exactly carried out. Substitution techniques are over. Now we can enter into the transposition technique. Transposition technique. What is transposition? Now consider classical transposition or permutation of cybers. This hide the message by rearranging the letter order without altering the actual letters used. So can recognize this since we have the same frequency distribution as the original text. We have how the transposition is actually carried out. So meet me after the Toga party is actually given. You can use by using the rail fence cyber. Meet me after the Toga party. This is the concept. So we can use this rail fence method. So MEA are available first. After Y, ETE are available. Like we can transposition. That is, letters are transferred from one place to another place. This is another kind of method. This is transposition method. Okay. Types of now we have to discuss about the types of symmetric cybers. Block cybers, which process messages in blocks, each of which is then encoded or decoded. Like a substitution on very big characters, 64-bit characters are mostly used. Out of the 64-bit characters, the 64 is partitioned into two categories. One is 32, first half and the second half. 32 bits are transferred, first taken into account, and the second part is applied for the retailed for the testing purpose and one training purpose. The first one is treated as training and the second one is for testing and go like that. So Steam Cyber, which process messages a bit or a byte at a time when encoding and decoding is carried out. Many current cybers are block cybers, not the Steam Cyber, because writing source code by using the Steam Cyber is very difficult. So these block cybers are better analyzed. Broader ranges of applications are available by using this block cyber technique. Okay, what is block cyber and what is Steam Cyber? Okay, now plain text P is occupied, that is entered by using a bit stream, that is key. A single key is actually available. So using this bit stream generation algorithm, this block cyber, block of information are transferred. Okay, so using the same key and using some cryptographic bit stream algorithm, the plain text is converted. Some block of informations are transferred from source to destination. But in this, this is single key, single plain text, single key is used. This is block cyber. So this stream cyber is utilize only one key and one plain text. But in this block cyber, plain text is entered into a B bits, a block of bits. Using only single key encryption algorithm is applied. By using the same ciphertext, the B bits are converted into some category. This is the concept of block cyber and stream cyber. Then what is the very famous method used for DES algorithm? Data encryption standard, which is invented by NBS in 1977, which have 64-bit using 56-bit key, and which has a widely used, which has been considerable controversy over its security. Some controversy is also available in DES because this one is not suitable, but AES algorithm is very suitable. What is happened in the place of DES? It is one of the overflow. The 64-bit plain text is given in 16 rounds. 16 rounds, the 64-bit plain text is entered. But the 64 bits are partitioned into two 32 bits. Only the first 32 bits are taken into account for the testing the data, transferring the data. After this 16 rounds, this entire 64 bit, then 64 bit is swapped. First 32 bit is swapped into second 34 bit is swapped into first. Then reverse of this initial permutation are carried out by means of this DES algorithm. Is the concept. Now, what is stream cyber? Which process a bit, that is bit by bit, with pseudo random key stream is mostly used. XOR gate is exactly used for this stream key. The randomness of stream key completely destroys statistical properties. Okay, XOR gate stream key of 1, the message is converted into cybertext. So which must never use stream key, the other keys. So otherwise can require messages. Now stream cyber is the method pseudo random generator, byte random generator, pseudo byte generator. Key stream generator is used as an encryption method. Plain text is transferred by using the key, by using the stream cyber algorithm. Then the cybertext is converted into plain text by using the same decrypted algorithm. This is one of the stream cyber utilized. Now, what are the key distributions by random numbers? By using the random number generation format, we can distribute the key in the cryptographic systems. None in authentication protocols to prevent replay. So mostly the authentication protocols are required in order to prevent the information. Session key are very important. In a particular session, time-oriented session keys are generated. So if public keys are generated, it will take some other concepts. So key stream for a one-time passwords are created by using this kind of information. So all cases, it's critical that these values be statistically random or uniform distribution, independent. Unpredictability of future values from previous values are the main aspects, cases of all these categories of key distributions. True random number generation concepts are utilized perfectly for the generation of the key distributions. Okay, so how a random pseudo number generators are exactly used. Here 3 methods are explained: TRNG and PRNG and PRF. These are another 3 kinds of information. Random and pseudo random number generators are utilized. Each and everything is differ from one. Conversion to binary is carried out in the first one. The deterministic algorithms are used in the second one. Deterministic algorithms, some special kind of seed and context specific values are utilized in deterministic algorithm by means of the pseudo random values applied in this. So what are the public algorithms are available? RSA algorithm, Diffie-Hellman algorithm, elliptic curve algorithm, EA-Gamal cryptography, ECG Diffie-Hellman cryptography. These are some other public algorithms are available. Okay, the other areas of security, so email security, IP security, web security, system security. These are some other system security, prevention of from intruders and the other kinds of information security are mostly happen. Okay, this is the main concept exactly utilized based on the security, other areas of the security. Now we conclude, nowadays without network security and other types of securities, we cannot do anything, and they include government activities, financial services, banking transactions, satellite controls, and anything is not possible without the network security. Okay, now we are entering into the question and answer session. Now how we can able to now I call one by one who are having raise the hands. Can you audible? Now I call the person who is available. Anija A. They can talk now. Your audio button is Anija A available.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Hello.
Tell me, Anija.
Yes, sir. No doubt, sir. It is very clear, sir.
Okay, no doubt.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Yeah, right. Next person is Vijayalakshmi C. Vijayalakshmi, you can talk now. C. Vijayalakshmi, you are on the line. Not available. Then Dinagaran J. We can talk now. Dinagaran J, are you on the line? Not available. Then Ambet Raja. Mr. Ambet Raja.
Yes, sir.
Yes, what's your doubt?
Sir, I just want clarification, sir.
Okay.
In network security, we can implement any machine learning algorithm. Like
Yeah, ask
in
me.
future, in network security, we can implement any machine learning algorithm. Sir, in future, we can implement any machine learning algorithm in the network security.
Yes, most of the machine learning algorithms are applied in network security. Yes, definitely. But network security, that is cryptography algorithm, is something different from machine learning algorithms. Machine learning algorithms are used only for the purpose of that is improving the efficiency of your machine. But the cryptography algorithms are, the network security algorithms are used for preventing the systems. So lot of difference between the machine learning algorithms and security oriented algorithms. Okay, are you clear now?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sir, is it audible, sir?
Yes, audible.
Yes, sir.
Vijaya,
Actually,
right?
it's a Vijayalakshmi, sir. You have explained very well, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
You have explained very well, sir. Thank you, sir.
Only basic things are explained, not in depth. If you require in depth, you can go to refer by some kind of information. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you.
Okay. Next person, Dinagaran. Dinagaran, want to speak? No, available. Not available. Then another one person. Next person, Sedhu Lakshmi. We can talk now. Sedulakshmi. Sedulakshmi available? Is not available. And I think no more fellows are raising their hands. Only some people are raising their hands. So thank you very much. I request you all to subscribe my YouTube channel. This entire thing is actually Kohila. You can talk now. Kohila J. Yes, what's
Yes,
your
sir.
doubt? Yeah,
Sir, actually, my mobile phone is connected with the laptop, sir,
no problem.
for net connection, but my IP address is shared by someone. How it can be rectified, sir?
By means of your own algorithmic approach, your IP address is saved by someone, means you got to ensure your mobile or your laptop system. So laptop system must be secured. So first you got to reinstall all your laptop entries or reinstall all the softwares in your mobile. Either the way you can proceed, then only it is possible. Okay,
So my IP
reinstalling.
address is shared by someone, sir.
Yes, sir. Sometimes it may happen, because so if someone uses your laptop or someone uses your mobile, it should be said sometimes. So you can reinstall your information, that is your laptop or softwares or your mobile software. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Now the next person, anybody available? Frida Simon, you can talk now. So meanwhile, you have to subscribe my YouTube channel. Most of the people are viewed my lessons with my videos available in YouTube channel, but not subscribed. So I request you all to subscribe all my YouTube, that is subscribe my channels and view all your information. Sir. Anida A, you can talk now. Do you have any doubt? Anida A, Anida. And Arun Kumar C, your audio button is now enabled.
Sir,
Yes,
good afternoon, sir.
Arun Kumar, good afternoon.
Sir,
What's your doubt?
good afternoon, sir.
Yeah.
Very nice seminar.
Okay.
My question is, I think now the security keys, 256-bit keys are used. In
Yeah.
future, it may be increased, or the 256-bit is enough to provide security to all the information.
Which is based on the current technology, which is based on the hardware, both hardware as well as software. But if you want to increase the number of bits as a secret key, you must require special kind of hardware. Mostly
Yes.
the hardware oriented information. So we require the recent and hardware technology, the high performance oriented hardware.
Okay.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. And yes, Anida, everything spoken to me. Thank you very much. Frida Simon available. Not available. So thank you very much for participation of this seminar. I once again thank for the organizers, the Tirthangal Nadar College of Arts and Science, Chennai. I thank you very much, one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.